Hello, welcome to my channel. Thank you for clicking. Yeah. So, where do I start? I'm thinking where to start because I know what to say, but I'm thinking where to start. And as I hope I won't make a lot of noise because I want to do double work, talking and working. Because there's always something to do, so I'm forced to do that right now. And okay, let me see. I know what I want to say, but I'm trying to figure out where do I start. Okay. Yeah. I was just, when we are seated, we always do a thinking, some thinking. And of course, it's good always to try and think positive. Not to try, to think positive. It's healthy. It's healthy, and I've practiced that, and I know what I'm saying. If not, I wouldn't say it because there's no point. I don't want to please anybody. I just want to say the facts that I know about life, and I'm not gonna say them to please anybody. To be honest, these things that I'm speaking out, I've always wanted to speak them out in my life, but I was afraid of what people would think. Because I normally know that there are some things that when you mention, people tend to reject you, and I was afraid of rejection. Should I say it, reject you, or feel bad that you have pointed out some truth? Because one thing I've come to realize about humankind, the one thing that will make a lot of enemies, though sometimes they can behave like they're your enemies, but they say good things about you behind your back. That also has happened to me. I remember sometimes back I was working in one shop, and the people that I know who used to come there used to say, oh, that woman is like this. But whenever they needed something, which they know is a good thing that one needs, they came to me. That means they were afraid of how I am, but they knew that I always have the right things that is needed. That's why it has made me to come out and say the truth, because I before I used to think people hate me because of what I'm saying. They never hated me. They were just afraid. So if you are listening to me, many times, I'm not saying I will always be 100% correct, but I know that many times I might hit at what is happening to you or one of your characters, and you may not like it. But it's okay. As long as you have heard me, no problem. And another thing is that whether you do good, whether you are there for people, you still have enemies. So that's why I've decided to be real. Whether you are good or whether you do good, whether your intention is always good, the same people will turn around and find out what's not right in your life. The same people. So that's why I've decided to be me, and I'm not going to change. I'll always be me. I used to pretend to try and please people, and it's a very, very hard work. I respect every humankind, and wherever I'm needed, I'll always be there when I have the opportunity to be there. But that does not mean that I'll stop being me. Okay. I want to wash at the same time, and I don't find some things. Wow, what? Yes, I'm looking for Shivam. This to clean. I was looking for these things. I need to buy new ones. My kitchen is crazy now. So, why I say this is because I've seen, I used to have the same feeling. What I'm about to say, I used to have the same feeling. So, I don't condemn anybody. I'm just talking about the reality. Some people normally, when they think that you are going to put them in the video, or they think that when you go to video, it's not good. You are exposed to the people. You are exposed to the world out there. And people might think or say bad things about you. I know that that light is disturbing, but there's nothing I can do. If I put it off, it's going to be very dark. So I have to leave it. Yeah, so they think that when they appear in the media, it's gonna make people start to say wrong things about them, or it's always a negative, I think. And I wanted to say about it, and I'm not saying it to convince anybody to change their mind about the media. I'm just saying what I think about that, because I have my opinion. And I've come to love myself nowadays, that I can speak my opinion. Before I was afraid to speak my opinion. I was afraid of man. Man means generally people. And I realize sometimes there's things, if you don't speak out, in some things, not all the time, in some things they think you are a fool. They'll be doing things around you and think that since you are not speaking out, you are stupid. And I'm not saying that everything that we have to speak out. I always tend to see what I feel is okay to speak out, and what I can't speak out. It's not everything I have to speak out, There are some that you just feel like it's a waste of time. So the people normally think that if they are exposed to the media like YouTube, it's gonna give them a bad name, or the people will start talking, or it is dangerous. Whatever they think about that, whichever they think the media will cause to them, I want to say that we are normally exposed whether we go to the media or not. Because even the people who are living around us will be still talking. If it is exposure that you think is dangerous, we are still living in the dangerous world. So for me, it makes no difference right now. But before I had the same thought, I used to think that it's not the best idea. But as times went by, I realized that that's no change. Because I might say things right now here that people will be like, what? How can she say that about herself? And then the same things I would say about myself or about what I think, somebody somewhere is thinking the same and is not saying it. Somebody somewhere is going through the same thing and nobody mentioned about it. Meanwhile, if somebody could have mentioned, maybe it could have helped the person. Depends on the topic anyway. So I want to let everybody knows that I know that once somebody is in the media, people are watching and they have their comment. Can be negative comment, can be positive comment. Just a moment, I'm going to move away for a while. I'm picking something. Can be negative comment, can be positive, but all in all, it does no harm to you. It will not kill you. So, before I started to do this, I thought about it, and I asked myself if I will be able to stand it. What I mean is that to stand the comments. Some people have comments that are really hurting, and I thought to myself, if I'm gonna do this, I have to have a thick skin. So, and since I've started, I'm not gonna turn back because of anything, as long as God has given me life. I've had preachers who preach the truth and they still have haters. I've seen good people. Let me not talk about myself, because if I say I'm good, it will be like I'm praising myself. But one thing I know is that I always try my best. That's the fact. I've really done my best. As long as I live, I'm not perfect, but I've done my best to live. I've worked on to live peace with people. But even in the middle of living peace with people, you find that you think you are doing right, and somebody somewhere is offended, and you thought that you did the right thing, or you spoke the right thing, and somewhere somebody got offended. So that's when I offend people, but not intentionally. I might offend people when I thought I did right, and the person took it wrong. That's when I offend people, but I don't intend to harm anybody or make somebody feel bad. Oops, that's loud. I hope I'm not making loud noise on your ears. Anyway, so I wanted to talk about how people normally feel when they are in the YouTube. Some people feel that it's not a good thing, it's the worst thing to be in. But for me, I think I'm okay with it. And I get freer every day. Also, I think it's freedom. It helps you to have your freedom, because you can do what you think is right. You know, because sometimes being afraid of people limit us to being ourselves, being who you are. That's my thought. I'm not saying everybody should think the same way, but that's only my thought. It limits us to... For me, I think it limited me from being who I am, because I couldn't say what I wanted to say. That's one thing I wanted to say. And there are some things that we always like to do in the dark, but in the light we pretend that things are well. Like now, my kitchen now is in a mess. If it was somebody who wanted to do the video, maybe somebody somewhere, I'm not saying that that's what people do, could have waited until their kitchen is in order. And why do I not care? It's because I know every humankind has a time whereby their room is in a mess. Yes, because me, I'm clean. No matter how clean you are, there's a time whereby your room is in a mess. And so, it's nature. And you have to clean it. Before you clean it, it is been in a mess. That's why I allow people to see who I am. Oh, that's all what I wanted to say for now. Let me stop, because I think the utensils are making a lot of noise. And so until later, in the next future, in the next video, have a wonderful time. Bless you, bless you.